So, how we run split operations on the Icom 7610. This could be used for CW or sideband, but I wanted to at least use CW because I really focus on CW on this channel. So if you have a station, for example, they're calling CQ on 21014, and they are working up. So that means that they are listening on a frequency a little bit higher than the frequency they're transmitting on. What you want to do is you want to make sure, and I showed this in my other video, which has the Yaesu 101 MP. You can check out that video for a little bit longer of an explanation. So this is more of a supplemental video to that video. But basically what you want to do is you want this frequency to be your receive frequency, and you're listening to the DX station on this frequency. And then what you want to do is you want to set up your sub VFO to be a couple of kilohertz higher, maybe 1, maybe 2 kilohertz higher than this frequency right here, based on how high or how much further up the band they are listening. So what you want to do is, there's a split button right here on the 7610. There's probably something a little similar on the 7300. But if you push and hold that, it will take whatever is in the main VFO and populate it into the sub VFO and actually make the sub VFO highlighted and active. So you can take the VFO knob and bring it up. Let's just call it 1 kilohertz. Or maybe even 2 kilohertz, right? So now you are operating up 2 kilohertz. And you can kind of see these indicators here. You have M, which is main, and S is sub. Main is main VFO, S is sub VFO. So now you have it configured to be able to work split or work up. And you can kind of see the TX indicator is over here now. So if I were to transmit, you'll see I'm actually transmitting over here and listening to these folks over here. So that's the easy way to do it. You can also, if you wanted to kind of tune up on the DX frequency a little bit more, but not change your transmit frequency, you can hit the split button one more time, and it takes away the whole split function. If you hit it one more time after that, it keeps the VFO knob focused on the main VFO, so you can kind of change it a little bit, but keeps the transmit, so the TX is still there, the transmit side on the sub VFO still at 21016.82. So you can kind of tune up your DX station a little bit and not worry about the fact that your transmit is not moving. Now, if you want to move your transmit, what you could do is you can press this XFC button and move the transmit up a little bit, for example, and it won't change your main listening frequency on the main VFO. And if you notice, if you hit the XFC button, you'll see that the marker turns into a T, which means transmit. So that tells you where you're going to be basically transmitting. So we'll just bring it back down there. So you can hear, you can see we're listening on this frequency. And if I hit the XFC button, we can transmit somewhere up there. So that's how that works. If you hit the split button again, it gets rid of split, so it puts you back to normal. If you hit split again, it puts it in split mode. If you want to change this sub frequency, hit XFC, so you can do that. If you are not in, again to recap, if you're not in split mode right now and your sub VFO is on some wacky frequency like way out over here, let's say that's kind of how it is, just press and hold split and it'll populate the frequency that you're listening to over here. So it'll be really easy to say, okay, I'm just going to go up 2 kilohertz. And there you go. So that's how that works on the Icom 7610. I'm sure it's pretty similar on the 7300, and I think it's also pretty similar on the 7851 if you have one of those bad boys. Any questions? Let me know.